Well, good afternoon, fellow golfers, and welcome to another insightful edition of Simplifying Your Golf Game. I'm Jimmy Flippin Jr., PGA Director of Instruction at the Waterfront Country Club at Smith Mountain Lake here in Moneta, Virginia. What a gorgeous day we've got. Nice warm temperatures. You can even see the grass is getting nice and green. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Masters Week is just right around the corner. So, what a great time to get a little round of golf in. My biggest passion is about talking course management. In case you haven't seen them yet, I've done a couple of videos earlier. In the first video, I talked a little bit about knowing your game and how that plays an important part of selecting the correct shot for the various situations you might run into. In the second video I talked a little bit about escaping trouble, which sometimes means you have to aim at the smaller trouble in order to avoid the bigger trouble. Great example, if you've got water going up one side of the hole and out of bounds going up the other side of the hole, you might want to favor your aim more towards the water, because even if the ball does go in the water, you can at least move up towards the hole, versus if the ball goes out of bounds, you've got to go ahead and drop and replay from where you last played from. In this segment, I want to talk a little bit about what I refer to as go zones. Okay, so now you're going, Jimmy, what are go zones? Simply put, we all have favorite clubs that we like to hit, whether it's a favorite wedge from around 100 yards, or a long iron from, say, about around 180, 190, even 200 yards. Uh, Me personally, one of my favorite distances is if I'm anywhere between 220 and, say, 240. I love to use a hybrid. Back in my college playing days, I actually carried a 2 iron. And if I was anywhere within that range, my coach and I discussed it many a time that if I got in range of a 2 iron on a par five, yeah, we're going for the green in two, because it was a high percentage club for me. I could hit it well and I could rely on it. And over the years, with the introduction and implementing of hybrids, well, I've continued that streak, because I've obviously found a hybrid that I really enjoy hitting when I'm in those in that zone. So go zones are, what makes them so special is that you always want to think about what is a yardage that, if you get there, hey, I can go ahead and I can take on a little aggressive risk without consequence as much. Right now, I've got my second shot here on the par five, number 3, here at the Waterfront Country Club. The par fives actually offer a very unique challenge. They're not the longest holes in the world, but because they have nuances, like, for example, this one is pretty much uphill. It's a forced carry all the way to the green. And George Dillon did a wonderful job in that he stuck a bunker about roughly 35 yards short of the green. So you've got a little bit of a decision to make as to, do I want to take on going at the green and risk going into that bunker, or do I want to lay back and have maybe about a 100-yard shot? Which, if you want to do that, is fine. The only problem is you need to add at least about 10 yards to your shot because of the elevation change from the bottom all the way up to the green. Now, in today's conditions, I've actually got a little bit of a helping breeze with me. I just recently measured my shot, and the distance of the shot is about 231, but the elevation, I've got to hit this ball 243. So that teeters a little bit on the edge of my go zone. But because of the helping breeze and the fact that I only need to cover about 225 to 230 to get to the front of the green, I feel pretty confident that I can go ahead and make a solid swing and get this ball on the green, definitely get it past that bunker. So even if the ball lands just a hair short and rolls back, there's a nice little shelf right there that I can chip from and still walk away with a birdie, but no worse than a par. So since I've got this shot here, let me strike this real quick, and let me just kind of go from here. So again, About 231, playing 243. Got my hybrid, old reliable trusty hybrid here. And now we're going to see just what happens when I fire this one. Well, I actually mishit it. But it took a nice kick back to the right, back into the fairway. I've still got a nice little easy pitch to get to the green and make my birdie. So whenever you're mapping out your strategy for a golf course, be sure to really think about clubs that you hit really well and the yardages those clubs represent to really determine the go zones that you need to really attack the golf course at the right times and help lower your score. For more exciting videos, stay tuned to this channel. And in the meantime, happy swinging, and I'll see you very soon.